one of the cornerstones in the diagnosis and further decision making in treatment. This video is directed primarily at orthopedic surgical residents, physiotherapists, and practicing clinicians, while it may also give an idea and insight to the lay public on how we examine for a torn rotator cuff. This video shows the use of drop arm sign and strength testing for checking the supraspinatus. As can be clearly seen on the left side, there is a loss of normal glenohumeral rhythm, and here you can see the arm actually painfully dropping down because of a weak supraspinatus. I honestly don't care too much about the empty can position or the full can position. Just take the arm out to the side in the scapular plane, roughly at shoulder height for manual muscle testing. You can see the normal test on the right side, whereas a weak supraspinatus is very clearly elicited on the left side. So this is my go-to test for supraspinatus strength testing. Large tears of the infraspinatus have a positive external rotation lag sign of generally more than 10 degrees. So the patient's arms are passively fully externally rotated, maybe just 5 degrees short of full external rotation, and inability to maintain the arms in this position is a positive factor. For manual muscle testing, it is generally best done with the upper arm in adduction with a comparison made to the opposite side, and contraction of the muscle belly should also be felt. Here it can be clearly seen that the left side is weak with a power of possibly 4/5 in comparison to the right side. It is always useful to double check again with the opposite side to be sure, because infraspinatus normally is a very powerful muscle. You should be unable to resist it. The strength testing of the subscapularis can be done behind the coronal plane by the lift-off test in people who have sufficient internal rotation, or in front of the coronal plane by the bear hug test and the belly press test. So here you see a normal subscapularis. A variant of the belly press test is when you ask the patient to resist backward pressure on the elbow, as can be seen in this illustration. So he is able to press his belly properly, and he is also able to resist my backward pressure on both his elbows, denoting a normal subscap. Bear hug test checks the ability to maintain the hand on the opposite shoulder against resistance as a direct measure of internal rotation strength. The teres minor can only be reliably tested in the presence of tear of the infraspinatus. It is best isolated with the arm in 90 degrees of abduction and the shoulder in 90 degrees of external rotation with the elbow 90 degrees flexed. If the drop sign is positive, the arm will simply flop to the neutral position when it is left alone. And in the pat sign or the horn blower test, the ability of the patient to maintain this position against forward resistance given at the wrist is checked. A power of less than 4 is said to be taken as indicator of a teres minor tear.